All right, so we're going to graph this by plotting points. I'm also going to do it another way. I'll describe it in two ways. All right, so by plotting points, that means you can pick any point, and there's an infinite amount of points. Remember, I say remember, I haven't told you this either yet. Okay, so they are like a married couple. Okay, so they're a pair. So when you pick one X, it's a monogamous couple. It's married to only one Y. So you can't just say, all right, I'm going to pick, since there's an infinite number, I'm going to pick 0, 1. That's not necessarily on this point, is not, but the value when X is 0, it is monogamous with one other point like Y coordinate. So you can plug in 0 in for X here. You get that Y is equal to 0. Well, it's -4 times 0, which is 0. Minus 5, so that means that's equal to -5. All right, so you pick this one. So 0, -5. And then let's pick 1, Let's just pick easy numbers. And you only need 2 points to find the line in space. But all right, 1, so plug in 1 there, it's -4. -5, so that means it's -9. So at 1, we go to -9. 0 at 1. We go all the way down to -9. It's going to be around there. So now I can see that this line is going to be through these 2 points. But like I said, we want to choose a third point just to make sure it's collinear. It's a checking point, that last one. Why don't we choose like -1? Again, another like small number that you pick. And let's see what we get when we substitute it in here. So then you get a +4 minus 5 is -1. So -1, -1. It does -1, -1. It's right here. So it is collinear. I'm pretty confident that I have the correct line. All right, so that's one way. So you can graph by plotting points. Or we can use the slope-intercept form of the line. That's the great thing about this section. And sometimes at first it overwhelms people because there's multiple ways to do things. But remember, that's very powerful, because if you can't figure it out one way, then you can go in another direction and figure it out. Or you can go in another direction just to check your work. All right, the second way is to use the slope-intercept form. So if we have, which is given in slope-intercept form, so we see the slope, which is -4, and then we see the y-intercept here. So -4 is our slope. And here, -5 is our y-intercept. So that means you start at the y-intercept, and then you use the slope. Give it a pink. So if I graph this, I would say I'm starting at -5, the y-intercept, and then I'm using the slope of -4. -4 can be written as -4/1. Every number is always hovering over 1. So then you go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you run 1. And this is -4. delta is -4. This one's like a delta x, delta 1. And that's how you can find the second point. You go down 4 over 1 again. And so that's two ways to graph a line.